RSA Secure ID. RSA Secure ID SDI is a solution provided by RSA Security. The RSA ACE server is the administrative component of the SDI solution. It enables the use of one-time password. Cisco ASA supports SDI authentication natively only for VPN user authentication. However, if it is using an authentication server such as Cisco Secure ACS for Windows NT, the server can use external authentication to an SDI server and proxy the authentication request for all other services supported by Cisco ASA. Cisco ASA and SDI use UDP port 5500 for communication. The SDI solution uses small physical devices called tokens that provide users with an OTP that changes every 60 seconds. These OTPs are generated when a user enters a personal identification number and are synchronized with the server to provide the authentication service. The SCI server can be configured to require the user to enter a new PIN when trying to authenticate. This process is called new PIN mode, which Cisco ASA supports. Figure demonstrates how this solution works when a user attempts to connect to the Cisco ASA using the Cisco VPN client software. The purpose of new PIN mode is to allow the user to change its PIN for authentication. In step 1, the user attempts to establish a VPN connection with the Cisco VPN client and then negotiate IKE phase 1. Step 2. The Cisco ASA prompts the user for authentication via extended authentication. The user provides a username and passcode. Step 3. The Cisco ASA forwards the authentication request to the SDI server. Step 4. If new PIN mode is enabled, the SDI server authenticates the user and requests a new PIN to be used during the next authentication session for that user. Step 5. The Cisco ASA prompts the user for a new PIN. Step 6. User enters a new PIN. Step 7. The Cisco ASA sends the new PIN information to the SDI server. Microsoft Windows NT. Cisco ASA supports Windows NT native authentication only for VPN remote access connections. It communicates with the Windows NT server via TCP port 139. Similarly to SDI, you can use a Radius or TechX Plus server such as Cisco Secure ACS to proxy authentication to Windows NT for other services supported by Cisco ASA. Active Directory and Kerberos. Cisco ASA can authenticate VPN users via an external Windows Active Directory, which uses Kerberos for authentication. Kerberos is an authentication protocol created by MIT that provides mutual authentication used by many vendors and applications. It can also communicate with Unix, Linux-based Kerberos server. Support for this authentication method is available for VPN clients only. Cisco ASA communicates with the Active Directory and or a Kerberos server via UDP port 88. Lightweight Directory Access Protocol. Cisco ASA supports LDAP authorization for remote access VPN connections only. LDAP provides authorization services when given access to a user database within a directory information tree. This tree contains entity called entries, which consist of one or more attribute values called distinguished names. The DM values must be unique within the DIT, defining an authentication server. If you are using the command line interface to configure the Cisco ASA, specify AAA server groups with the AAA server command. The syntax of the AAA server command to specify a new AAA server group and the respective protocol is as follows. The server-tag keyword is the server group name that is referenced by the other AAA command, and server protocol is the name of the supported AAA protocol. Example shows the different authentication protocols that can be defined within a AAA server group. In example, the AAA server group tag is named MyRadius group. After defining AAA server group with the respective authentication protocol, you are shown the config AAA server prompt. In example, AAA server group MyRadius group is defined to process authentication requests using the Radius protocol. In the second line, the Radius server is defined, as well as the interface where the Radius server resides. The key used for authentication is my private key. The Radius common password is set to my common password. Pay attention, my friends. Accounting mode options are available only if you are configuring an AAA server group for Radius or TACAX Plus.